Well, we're lucky enough to be joined by one of the fastest riders in the world on a dirt bike. Of course, it's Kawasaki's Ryan Villopoto. Ryan, thank you very much for inviting us.
Should be good hanging out, see what's going on down under.
Tell us how you got started in racing and when you started racing.
Well, my dad got me started, but my grandpa got my dad started.
Ryan was the third generation of racing. I raced, and then his father raced. Nobody ever thought that this was going to go this far with Ryan.
Kind of just had the racing family, and I started riding like about 4, and I just had a PW50 for like 6 months, and then it went straight to the 60. Started racing when I was 5 and just kind of took it from there. We didn't actually start doing amateur nationals till I was like 11.
And he was beating everybody, including when we used to go to local races. They used to put him in with the fast guys, the grown-ups, so we'd have competition.
The riding part was pretty easy, but as I got a little bit older, I mean, you don't have to train when you're 10, 11, 12, even 13. I mean, you got to start training once you start hitting, 16, 17, 18. Up until then, you just ride. It's as serious as you want to take it as a kid. I mean, as once I was littler, doing the big jumps on the 80 or the 60 or whatever, those are always scary. So if something I wasn't jumping, Dad would always push me into jumping it. I mean, he would never push me into something that he knew I couldn't jump. He knew that I could jump everything that he pushed me into jumping. It was just that obviously me just getting up there and finally going and doing it, forgetting that I was scared about it. You see a lot of dads now that just push their kids into, even on 60s, 50s, that are so hard on them. It's like they're gonna be over it by the time they're 15. They're gonna hang the boots up, because by the time they are able to turn pro, they're gonna be over it.
Was there a defining moment when you went, you know what, I'm going to be a professional and do this as a pro, or what?
No, I mean, not really. My dad would just always say, you can make a lot of money at this if you're good. I just kept doing decent. I mean, I was a top amateur, but never like winning, just like race after race after race. I mean, Alessi won 9 times out of 10. I think I beat him just a few times out of the whole career that we raced against each other. And he was like, you can be something this, if you work hard and this and that, and you're always like, yeah, and just keep on going and riding and doing that, and it just kind of went from there,
Are you out there supporting him?
I'm out there supporting him all the way. His father got him where he's at, and I was there too. And as long as he's racing, I want to be there and watch him.
And do you get worried at all when you were?
Yeah, naturally I get worried. And me and my wife and the entire family never stop praying for all of them out there.
From when you were an amateur to now being a professional rider, what's really changed through those times?
I've stayed pretty well grounded. Things have gotten bigger and better, but I try to keep it the same and not get ahead of myself. I still, really like to go home, which is Washington State. A lot of our family's still up there. I'm a resident of Florida now. We live there and also have the house here in California that I bought a couple years ago, and it didn't look like this. We remodeled it, put the grass in, all the palm trees, and there's also a track in the backyard I can ride. It really helps when the rain blows in and the Cowie track is too wet to ride. I can ride here.
For a footballer, they will get maybe 6 weeks of the year off where they do absolutely nothing. How many weeks of the year would you get off, as in you don't do anything?
Yeah, that's a problem with our sport, is there's really no off time, and to be as sharp as you need to be, you have to ride all the time and be in shape. We're either traveling or at the races or training and riding. So I guess our sport's really overlooked. A lot of people don't see what it takes to go racing as a rider. It's like, yeah, we have our team and everything, but as soon as we go into the gate, it's a one-man show.
And you're only as good as your last race.
Exactly, so it's kind of frustrating, because the only thing that's gonna really make our sport get bigger is TV coverage and things like that. And we were up here and now we're back, we've come back, quite a bit, so we're gonna have to work our way back up the totem pole, because it's growing, but slowly. Everybody on the outside looks like it's, like these rock stars. And I take it as that's what they look at, like football, baseball, rappers, singers, whatever, Even racing, some of the car stuff isn't as physical as our sport. That's why people can race NASCAR for so long. That's why people can play basketball for so long. Football, their age is a lot higher than ours. I'm sure there's a ton of guys out there that would like to retire at, 26, 27, 28, but, they can't. I look at it as a job, not something that I just absolutely love to go do, because there's days that I would rather not ride or rather not train or whatever. I mean, yes, it's fun to win, and that's the great feeling about it, but it's the week to week and the back-to-back days of training that it becomes a job. But it's what I grew up doing. It's the only thing I know.
Ryan, you have an unbelievably close relationship with your grandfather, and you seem like you have a lot of fun with him as well. Tell us some of the things that you've done to him.
Any chance I get, I try to wind him up.
I think you do, don't you?
Oh yeah, it just fires them all up. And now it doesn't matter if it's the economy or, you know, what it is. I mean, the economy is a good one. It turns a switch on real quick.
He never stops teasing me. He's been very smart with his money. He doesn't throw it away. And being an automobile mechanic all my life and having used car lots, and an automobile is one of the biggest wastes of money that I can think of.
We told him we just went out and bought one of those new Porsche Panameras. Told him it was $120,000, and oh yeah, that sent him through the roof.
You got to have very thick skin to be in this family.
Tell us about when they try to sell your car.
That was not fun. I tried to forget that, and so he got me by taking my car and putting it out the front gate at a racetrack with a $100 price tag on it. And I'm trying to watch the races, and the phone keeps ringing, and these people saying, we want to buy your car, and I don't know what they're talking about. And I got very upset because I was trying to watch Ryan race, and I don't want anything interfering with me watching him to race. So that's why it was so bad and tough on me.
A couple of years ago, you were coming out to Australia to race. It never eventuated. Why?
Well, I mean, obviously everybody knew I broke my tib and fib, but also right below where I broke my tib and fib, it broke both ankle bones. They did 3 surgeries, and they just basically rebuilt the lower part of my leg with metal and screws and things like that. And obviously our main goal is our Supercross series and outdoors. And I did the deal to come down to Australia and get some racing in if all was going well. And once it got a little bit closer and, you know, we started looking at how much time we're gonna miss of actual training and riding here in the States, we knew it wasn't gonna be good for our series. And also I was still dealing with, you know, a little bit of pain in my leg, just getting used to riding again with the metal in there. I mean, it's still probably almost double the size of my other ankle area. I mean, I'd like to go race some GP stuff and just, you know, give that a go. I've been to Italy, England, twice now for Moto Nation, so get to see the world a little bit. I mean, hopefully we can maybe get something done next year.
All right, mate. Well, good luck for the season, mate. All the best.
All right, thank you guys.